Young and the Restless spoilers for October 13th, 17 explore Kyle Abbott's move that is way too desperate, Claire Grace Newman being stalked while she's with her new guy, and 3 new faces on the CBS soap opera. We have this new LA story kicking off next week, and it comes with a huge recast and 2 new characters, plus lots of intrigue for people who have flown into LA from Genoa City. This week, Kyle told Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins that he can't let Claire go. He can't lose her. Kyle's parents are very concerned about his recent life choices, and he's so desperate to win back Claire that he's pondering doing something really dumb that's just him repeating the same mistake. Kyle is afraid if he gives Claire the space she asked for, she'll realize what she had with him was never real love. But Kyle has already pushed her too far, like when he proposed, and wouldn't give her a moment to recover from finding out about his betrayal with Audra Charles. So Claire had enough, and that's why she dumped him. Kyle doesn't want to sit back and let Holden Novick get closer to Claire. We already saw Kyle say some harsh things to her about going to LA and seeing Holden there, making everything worse. Despite Jack and Diane telling him not to, Kyle is pressing forward with his plan to chase Claire to LA and try to win her back. Of course, that's the worst thing Kyle could do, and he's just going to push Claire further away and right into Holden's arms. But Kyle is going to do what he wants. Next week, spoilers reveal Kyle goes to Claire's mom, Victoria Newman, asking her for info. Kyle presses her, but Victoria isn't comfortable with the conversation. He's begging Victoria to tell him where Claire is staying in Los Angeles. Kyle is certain that Victoria knows where her daughter is bunking, and he just needs an address. Whether Victoria gives it up or not, Kyle likely won't stop until he gets it one way or another. Expect Kyle to be on a plane soon, heading to LA to track Claire down. But it doesn't look like the romantic reunion he's hoping for. Claire is going to get closer to Holden and further from Kyle because he's lost all grip on reality. In other Young and the Restless spoilers for next week, Claire is out with Holden, and it looks like they're having Vespers in LA, their usual drink inspired by James Bond. The person serving their drinks is none other than Tamara Braun. She's making her Y&R debut next week as Sienna Bacall. She's someone who knows Holden from when he lived full-time in LA back when Damian Kane was around before the Dumas drama began. Guess what? This new character also knows Audra. Sienna chats up Holden and Claire asking if they're a couple. Holden says they're just really good friends, and Sienna quips that anyone is better than the last woman Holden was hanging around with, calling her Audrey something. That gets Claire smirking. Sienna seems like an interesting addition. Tamara Braun's great, having appeared on General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, and other soaps. We've got another new face next week when Lucas Adams makes his recast debut as Noah Newman. He's another one who also came from Days of Our Lives. Fun fact, Tamara Braun played his mom there, so it's fun they're both joining Y and R together. If you recall, Sharon Newman and Nick Newman were supposed to head to LA together, but he sent Sharon ahead to see Noah because Nick got stuck in Genoa City dealing with the Kane crisis. Next week, spoilers say Sharon calls Nick, crying hysterically and saying Noah been in a really bad car accident. Nick will likely jump on a plane to LA to be with his family. It's pretty safe to say Noah survives since Y&R just announced Lucas Adams casting, but there might be more to the story than a simple car accident. Maybe Noah got caught up with the wrong people in the nightclub industry, leading to the wreck. That may tie into the third new face debuting next week, Detective Burrows, played by the handsome Matt Cohen. Fans might recognize him from General Hospital or Supernatural. He debuts Thursday and could soon be questioning Sharon and Nick about the accident. Plus, Roger Howarth is expected soon as another new arrival, his debut set for late October or early November as sweeps begin. Also coming up, Kane tells Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson Newman he's suing Newman Media for defamation. Kane's got something up his sleeve and offered Chelsea an exclusive. They report this to Victor Newman, who's totally unconcerned. But Kane promises the next story they run will have a very different outcome. Chelsea and Adam are worried, even if Victor isn't. Kane and Philly's Summers are cooking up something big. They were backing off before, but after that hit piece, Kane's fired up for payback. Expect to see the big reveal of their plan next week. Meanwhile, Jill Abbott plans to leave Genoa City soon for medical treatment in London. She told Jack Abbott she's stepping away, meaning Kane must handle his PR crisis alone, and Billy Abbott must face the fallout from his choices solo. That's it for next week's Y&R scoop, full of breakups, legal battles, and new faces shaking up Genoa City and LA. Don't miss it. The Young and the Restless, week of October 13-17, 2025. This week on The Young and the Restless, Kyle Abbott's desperation reaches a dangerous high. Claire Grace Newman finds herself stalked while she's trying to start fresh with Holden in LA, and 3 new faces enter the canvas, stirring chaos across 2 cities. From Genoa City's corporate war zones to the shimmering skylines of Los Angeles, Everyone's secrets, lies, and desires collide in ways that will reshape lives forever. Kyle's spiral of desperation. At the Abbott mansion, a restless Kyle paces back and forth, his phone in his hand, rereading Claire's last message. Please, Kyle, I need time, don't follow me. But those words only fuel him. He mutters, if I give her time, she'll forget me. I can't let that happen. Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins exchange worried looks. Jack sighs heavily, folding his arms. Son, you're making the same mistakes you made with Summer. You can't force love. It doesn't work that way. But Kyle isn't hearing any of it. His jaw tightens. You don't understand, Dad. Claire is different. She's not playing games. She's running away from what we had. I need to remind her what we mean to each other. Diane steps forward, her tone soft but serious. Kyle, chasing her across the country isn't love, it's obsession. If you want her back, you need to respect her space. Kyle stares at his parents, two people who have made their share of romantic mistakes, and says coldly, I can't lose her, I won't. And that's when Diane realizes with dread, her son has already decided. Claire's new start and the shadows that follow. Meanwhile, in Sunny Lowe's Angels, Claire Grace Newman takes a deep breath as she steps out of a beachfront cafe with Holden Novick. The sound of the ocean, the distant laughter, and the soft glow of sunset seem to calm her. For the first time in weeks, she feels lighter. Holden hands her a drink, a Vesper, their shared guilty pleasure. You needed this, he smiles. A break from the Genoa City madness. Claire laughs softly. Yeah, no drama, no family secrets, just peace. But as they sit at a patio table, someone watches them from across the street. The shadowy figure raises a camera, snapping photo after photo. Claire feels a chill but brushes it off. It's probably just paparazzi, she says. Holden frowns. No one knows you here, Claire, not like that. Little do they know, the stalker isn't after fame, he's after information. And his next move could destroy Claire's fragile new beginning. Tamara Braun joins as Sienna Bacall. Inside the same cafe, behind the bar, a familiar face greets them, Tamara Braun, making her debut as Sienna Bacall. Sienna's smart, sultry, and just a little dangerous. When she spots Holden, her eyes widen. Well, if it isn't the prodigal Novick, she teases. Didn't think I'd ever see you again. Holden grins. Sienna Bacall still mixing trouble and martinis, I see. Claire chuckles politely, but Sienna's piercing stare shifts to her. And who's this? Before Holden can answer, Claire smiles. Just a friend. Sienna smirks knowingly. Friends who order Vespers together, that's a new one. Then, in a dig that doesn't go unnoticed, Sienna adds, anyone's better than the last woman you were hanging around with. What was her name? Audrey something. Claire's lips twitch into a smirk. Audra Charles, she corrects. Right, Sienna says, leaning forward. Audra, the kind of woman who sets fires just to watch the smoke rise. You might want to keep your distance from Holden, sweetheart. He attracts the wrong kind of women. Holden looks away, uncomfortable. Claire, however, feels a strange kinship with this bold bartender, someone who clearly knows too much. Kyle's dangerous plan. Back in Genoa City, Kyle's obsession intensifies. He's been calling Claire nonstop, leaving messages, each one more desperate than the last. Please, Claire, just talk to me, I'll fly out, I'll fix this. When that fails, he makes a fateful decision to go to Victoria Newman, Claire's mother. At Newman Enterprises, Victoria is reviewing contracts when Kyle bursts in unannounced. Kyle, what are you doing here? She asks sharply. I need to know where Claire is, he pleads. Please, Victoria, I love her. Victoria's expression hardens. You've hurt her enough, she needs distance, and so do you. Kyle presses forward, his voice breaking. I can't lose her, you have no idea what it feels like watching her walk away. Victoria's patience thins. I know exactly how it feels, I've lived it, but chasing her down won't bring her back. But Kyle won't listen, his desperation turns to frustration. You do know where she's staying, don't you? Victoria stiffens, that's not your concern. Kyle's eyes narrow, if you won't help me, I'll find her myself. And with that, he storms out. Within hours, Kyle is on a private jet to LA, blind to the heartbreak waiting for him there. Noah's return and tragedy strikes. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman arrives in Lowe's Angels to visit her son, Noah Newman, played by newcomer Lucas Adams. She's all smiles as she knocks on his apartment door, but no answer. Concerned, she calls his phone. No reply. Moments later, she gets a call that makes her heart drop. Noah, been in an accident. Sharon rushes to the hospital, panic written all over her face. Is he alive? Please tell me he's alive, she cries. The doctor nods slowly. He's stable but unconscious. Nick Newman, still in Genoa City, gets the call. Sharon's voice trembles through tears. Nick, it's Noah. He's been in a terrible crash. Please just come. Nick wastes no time. I'm on my way. But the circumstances of the accident raise questions. The new detective on the case, Detective Burrows, portrayed by Matt Cohen, arrives to investigate. He's charming but intense, with a knack for seeing through lies. Ms. Newman, he says calmly, your son's crash doesn't look accidental. The brakes were cut. Sharon gasps, you're saying someone tried to kill him. Burrows nods grimly, or send a message. Corporate warfare, Kane versus Newman Media. Back in Genoa City, the tension builds as Kane Ashby declares war on Newman Media. At Crimson Lights, he slams down a legal folder in front of Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson. I'm suing Newman Media for defamation, he announces, voice sharp as steel. You ran lies about me and now you're going to pay. Adam arches a brow. You'll never win, Kane, you don't have the resources. Kane smirks, you'd be surprised what I've got up my sleeve, you'll see soon enough. Later, Kane meets secretly with Phyllis Summers, his unlikely ally. Over drinks at Society, Phyllis whispers, are you sure about this? You're picking a fight with Victor Newman. Kane leans back, smiling darkly. Let him come for me, I'm done being underestimated. Their plan is bold and dangerous. Kane and Phyllis are plotting to release a second article that will expose the Newman family's darkest business dealings. Victor, when informed, simply chuckles. Let him try, I've crushed men bigger than Kane Ashby. But this time, Victor may not be as invincible as he thinks. The fallout at the Abbott house. Meanwhile, news spreads that Jill Abbott is leaving Genoa City for medical treatment in London. At Chancellor Winter's, she meets with Billy. You'll have to handle the fallout from your choices, Billy. I won't be here to protect you this time. Billy nods, trying to stay composed. I'll manage, just focus on getting better. But when Jill's private jet departs, Billy's face falls. Alone in the office, he whispers, you always leave right when everything falls apart. Back home, Jack receives the news about Kyle's impulsive trip to LA. My son's chasing a woman who doesn't want to be found, he tells Diane bitterly. And when he crashes and burns, I'll have to pick up the pieces again. Diane sighs, he's your son, Jack. He needs to make his own mistakes. Jack stares out the window. Yeah, but how many mistakes can one man make before he loses everything? The LA collision. By midweek, all storylines converge in Los Angeles. Claire, still unaware Kyle is on his way, enjoys a peaceful walk along the boardwalk with Holden, but as they share a laugh, her smile fades. She feels eyes on her again, that same eerie sensation. She turns sharply, a flash of light, a camera, she calls out, who's there? Holden looks around but sees nothing. Claire, you're shaking. I know someone's following me, she whispers. Holden puts an arm around her. You're safe with me, I promise. But neither of them notice Kyle's cab pulling up at that exact moment. He steps out, spotting them together, Claire laughing in Holden's arms, and the look in his eyes turns from heartbreak to fury. He storms toward them. Claire. She freezes. Kyle, what are you doing here? I had to see you, he says breathlessly. I couldn't just let you go. Holden steps between them. She said she needed space, you need to respect that. Kyle's anger boils over. Stay out of this, Holden, you're just her rebound. Claire's voice breaks as she snaps, stop it, you can't just show up here like this, you're scaring me. Kyle's face softens instantly. No, Claire, I didn't mean to. But she's already walking away with Holden. Kyle stands frozen, realizing too late that his desperation has cost him everything. A web of secrets. That night, in a dim LA alley, the same mysterious stalker watches Claire and Holden enter a hotel. He makes a call. A low voice answers, is it done? The stalker replies, she's here, but she's not alone. The voice chuckles darkly, good, keep an eye on them both, we'll move when the time's right. Who's behind it? Audra, Damian Kane. or someone from Claire's past she doesn't even remember. The week ends in chaos. By Friday, chaos reigns across both cities. Kyle spirals deeper into despair, convinced he's lost Claire forever. Claire begins receiving threatening messages, realizing the stalker might not be random. Noah's condition takes a turn, forcing Sharon and Nick to face a horrifying new reality. Kane and Phillies' expose goes live, sending shockwaves through Newman Media. And Detective Burrows connects Noah, accident to a name he didn't expect, Holden Novick. In a final twist, Roger Howarth makes his first shadowy appearance, a figure watching from a distance, whispering into a phone. Everything's going according to plan. By November, Genoa City will never be the same. Next week on The Young and the Restless. A plane crash, a betrayal no one saw coming, and the return of a long-lost abbot. Don't blink because the world of Y and R is about to explode.